I finished radiation 2 weeks ago, and it looks way worse than it did before. At 2 weeks, it was actually looking pretty good. I talked to a nurse, and she said that the first 3 weeks post-radiation, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. The 4th week, it kind of levels out, and then the 2nd month is when your skin is gonna heal and get back to normal. So for me, it's really the most painful here. You can see it's really red. It had blistered and was pretty disgusting. So before, I was just putting a steroid cream on it that they'd given me as a prescription. And once the skin started breaking, you don't want to put the steroid cream in there anymore. So my new plan to try to take care of the burn is they gave me a prescription for sulfadiazine, and I'll leave that in the notes. Looks like this. See that? So you use the non-stick pads. I haven't been able to find these in the store, so I'm gonna have to look for them online, but it almost is like there's a plastic coating on it. They're nice and shiny. I found these at Target, but these are only 3 by 4 inches. These ones that I got from the hospital are 3 by 8, so they're kind of folded in half. You don't want to use gauze because gauze is going to stick and pull off the skin that's falling off, and that's going to hurt. So tongue depressor, just going to, probably don't need that much. You only need a thin layer of this because any extra isn't going to do any good. Only the stuff that's touching the skin is going to help. So if you have any extra, it's just kind of globbed on there and it's not doing anything, and it's just going to get all over your clothes or whatever else you're wearing. So I'm just kind of putting a really thin layer across this. It's easier to do it on the counter, but I was trying to show you guys. My counter is off camera. So I've got a good covering on that. And I've been trying different approaches. This time, I'm gonna try to cover all of this without having too much buildup in my armpit. And I'm just gonna stick it on and let the cream hold it in place. Yeah, I did kind of miss that section. I'll be doing this twice a day, so I'll do it at night too. All right, I don't think that's gonna work. I'm gonna take it off and do it the other direction. When I was at the hospital, they put it on sideways like this. So I'm just gonna go back to going that direction. Grab a second one here. I'd rather have more than less on this because I just don't want any part to not get coated. My skin's just, it's been so painful and gross. Before, I was putting lotion on it and the Aquaphor at night, and then during the day, I was just doing aloe vera. It's cold, but that really feels good. But the instructions I had before were just put like, I had old t-shirts, or I actually bought some new t-shirts because it was getting all this crap all over my t-shirts, and that's hard to wash out. But I think my skin was drying out too much, so it was getting really cracked. So now we're gonna try to leave it covered. When I was at the hospital, they gave me this mesh stuff that you could cut. They actually had it cut, and you use it like a tube top to hold everything on. But this part, you can kind of see, is really itchy, especially on your nipples. So you had to put like another pad to cover your nipple so that that wouldn't irritate it. They also gave me these abdominal pads. I'm not really really sure. These are clean. And you can kind of put this right across on top to kind of cover anything else you have left. I need to slide that down a little because it's right in my armpit. It's kind of a two-person job. So I found just using an old tank top works really well. These pads are great when you're putting Aquaphor on. You wouldn't want to put your medicine on this because it's just going to soak it right up, and it's not going to do, it's going to soak it up like a sponge. So it won't stay on your skin the way that it needs to. This section's actually healing pretty well. So I've just been covering this with Aquaphor at night. During the day, I'll put aloe vera on it if it's hurting. But the part that's hurting the most for me is in my armpit, where it's really red, the skin's cracking, and starting to peel off, and it's gonna take, she said it takes like 2 months. So the first month it just kind of gets worse, and then the second month it starts to heal, and it'll take about between weeks 5 and 8. It should get back to normal. So I'll post updates on how that's doing, but this is another section that is healing fairly well. It's not even really dry anymore. And all the way on my back, it's starting to flake off a little bit, but you can kind of see the tanner area, and the radiation, the area that got radiation is healing well there. So I just put extra moisturizer on that at night, and we're just trying to find a way to make this more manageable because I have these really sharp stabbing pains. It feels like someone's stabbing you with an ice pick. It also feels just like a needle is just getting like poked in, and that goes everywhere, and they don't know why, but that's the pain that you get from radiation. So I try to take ibuprofen and Tylenol a little bit around the clock. I take Tylenol PM at night to help sleep. I've been doing some drops of CBD oil. Not sure what that's doing yet. And I do take 1 melatonin, 5 milligram at night, and that has really helped with being able to get some sleep at night. Because this is so uncomfortable. This new system of covering it, I slept so well last night, but before then it's been really difficult just either rubbing it, because I feel like I'm constantly leaving my arm like this so that I don't have the friction from where my incisions are and where the skin that's healing is. Good luck. Radiation, it sucks.